This is SmorgasBorgnine with another First Impressions video. Today we're going to be looking at Gone Home. Gone Home was developed and published by the Fulbright Company and released on Steam on August 15th, 2013. This game is actually a first-person adventure game. It shares a lot of similarities with games like Outlast, however it's not a scary game. Although it is kind of atmospheric and a little creepy. You're not actually trying to escape psychopaths or anything like that. Anyway, let's get started. Basically, your character is coming back from vacation to her parents' house, where her sister also lives, and finds the house empty. And the mystery is trying to figure out where everyone's at and what's going on. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to start a new game up. Simple controls, WASD, mouse, basically clicking. No combat or anything like that. The game also takes place in the 90s, so the cassette deck there is an indication of that. You see a lot of older technologies and references.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
So you right click and it'll make you zoom in a little bit. Your character's obviously here. A lot of little minor details like this. Hey, I've got a key to get in the house. So this game is quite atmospheric. You look out the windows and all you're going to see is the rain. Dreary. The house is kind of creepy. Most of the lights are turned off. There is a setting where you can go in and have it start off with all the lights on if you prefer that. So here's your first mystery. Where is her sister Sam at? Again, you can look at everything here. And most of this gameplay is based around rummaging through drawers. And just reading and finding clues.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school, and my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real, but I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal, just like I was talking to you.
Anyway, this is basically the gameplay. You're looking at it here. You've got to just solve the mystery and figure out what's going on. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's going to be a lot of stuff laying around that gives you clues. Basically, you're going to eventually find a way to get into some areas of the house that aren't really marked. Basically, they got a secret attic and some secret tunnels. Once you get through that, it'll pretty much wrap it up. If you know what you're doing, you can complete this game fairly quickly. However, the first playthrough, if you take your time, look at everything, read every note, it's going to take you a few hours at least. This house is relatively big. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of this stuff has nothing, nothing really of significance going on. So you just have to basically look at everything and figure out what's going on. This game was really well reviewed. So a lot of people really enjoy this game and think it's pretty groundbreaking. It has some mature subject matter, so be aware of that. It turns out the sister is actually a homosexual, and a lot of the story revolves around that and her trying to come out to her parents. So obviously she was in Europe there. If I recall correctly, she was in the military, but you'll figure all that out as you explore.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House girl. Great.
Again, playing this in the dark alone can be extremely creepy. Dad's an author, if I recall correctly. A lot of books and magazines laying around. So we got a few locked doors you're going to have to figure out how to get into, find some keys or whatnot. The second floor. A lot of little details. I especially like this room because I can identify with a lot of it. You got the cassette tapes, you can put the tape into the tape deck. You've ever had brothers and sisters singing on tapes? But a lot of the decorations and just the stuff in here just goes back to my own childhood. The old pink eraser. Super Nintendo, anybody? Looks like she went ahead and took that with her. Chun-Li moves. Anyway, long story short, this has got a really good story. It's pretty interesting, and if you can get it on the cheap, it's worth your time. Very atmospheric, very moody. Yeah, definitely worth a try, especially if you can get it on the cheap. Anyway, I appreciate you watching my video, and please like and subscribe, and let me know how I'm doing or if there's anything you'd like to see in the future.